Oh, every time it rains, pennies from heaven. Next time it rains, make sure your umbrella is turned upside down. Hey! Welcome to the Man Cave here at Wistful Vistas in beautiful suburban San Diego, California. Little rocky spot in our weather. Again, a weather report. After all, we are in Southern California. San Diego, in fact. A little bit of a rocky spot. We've had rain and cold by California standards, and some overcast going on. We just had a glorious day the other day with a lot of sunshine, but not today. It's about 68 degrees out there Celsius. I'm going to guess that's 18 degrees Celsius. We'll find out when I do the math later on at the computer. But guess what guess what came today? Ooh. The power takeoff for the 2021, specially made for the lithium battery they have in the 2021. Let's do a little close-up here. Can you see it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we finally have the power takeoff in place. Let's put it on the machine and see how it turns out. Come along with me. All right, next up. Okay, we're at the machine here. I have my reading glasses on so I can see. It's kind of interesting. At my vintage, I have great long distance vision, really surprisingly so, but got to have these things for reading. What came is a Piaggio part, and came in two bags. The first part, which you can see here, if you want to freeze the frame and write that number down, I'll read it for you. This is part number 1D as in Delta 003323. This is the Presa USB. We'll do that again. The next part is, again, we'll put that up if you want to freeze that to write that down. I'll read it again. That is 1B001591. Passacavo per Presa USB. Passacavo. So a pass cave for the USB. Now, let's carry on with installing this thing. Can we do it in one take? All the great directors are doing that now. Hey, Rocky's a writer. Sorry, Rocky, but got to get you out of the way here. Rocky's a real writing enthusiast. We shall put him back over here. I've already removed the left side fascia here where this goes, and it takes three self-tapping screws to put that in. Okay, so what we do, bear with me folks, is we take a nice pair of scissors, get access to the presa cava right here. Hey, didn't I slice that open? Right here. And that's going to go into that fascia. I love using that word. I love using fancy words because, hey, it's the only hope I have. So this needs to fit in here. And it can go sticking up quite a bit or sticking up just a little bit. People have said they prefer it sticking up just a little bit. And you've got to do, now the last time I did this, and I'll post the video on the 2017 I did this, there was a cutout or a area that was provided, but I had to physically cut it out. And that was a very ugly, time-consuming job with lots of black plastic residue left laying around. So we're pushing it in there just getting it set in. Now we've got it in place. Don't know how well you can see that, but we have it in place. This is the back side there. All right, we're going to mount it. We're going to add it to this piece right here. Now to do that, we'll have to do a close-up there. Here is the part that we add. So we're going to feed this through from externally. We're going to feed this through externally. There's a little clip here. As I say, we feed that through externally and get it through the little rubber bit like so. This is a little harder. I may spare you from watching this full push in there, but you got to push it in, get it past. Let go of me. Actually, I wonder if I'm doing this wrong now, because this doesn't want to. So I think I've made an error here. Here it is mounted. I pressed that into the fascia. I think we have to put this onto this before we get it mounted on the fascia. So good news is I get to take that out again. Went okay. Put that over there. Now we have to get this guy through here. It's got to go that away. And we've got to stretch that around there. You need some strong fingers to do this. Got to stretch that around there. Wiggle that down. Maybe there's a lubricant that would work well. Okay, now we have that there. Then I think what we do is we thread this through like that. Get this part through. I'm not going to be able to see all this. Boy, this just barely seems large enough to press that baby through there, but you got to poke it through. Let me continue to work on that off camera. Essentially, I've got to press this down in here until I get it seated around this particular groove, and that's just going to take a lot of main force to get that done. Not pretty, so I'll come back to you when I get it on there. Stand by. Okay, it's on. Pressed in. Not the easiest thing I've ever had to do, I have to say. It's in there in the back, and the dual lip is sealed in place. What was hard about it? The hole is very small. I think if I had to do it again, I might take a little Dremel and just kind of open that up by 1/4 of an inch or so, or just a little bit to help that in there. I could not get it in just by hand, so I took advantage of an old-fashioned blade screwdriver and just kind of worked around to get that thing to pop through. And I used a little bit of a lubricant on the rubber to put that in my case, some F111. Doesn't hurt anything. In fact, it's a plastic cleaner and polisher, and it helps you to get it in there. Now we're going to install it onto the machine. Again, like I say, not the easiest thing, nor the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Isn't it interesting how things that you think are just going to take a moment end up taking, I would say I spent about 10 or 15 minutes on this. So, okay, now we're going to put the fascia back on the machine and hook it up. Okay, here's the mating piece that we found. Remember when we did the discovery looking around the machine, and we're going to now attach that USB power takeoff. It comes with a cap, I guess, for waterproofing, and to take that cap off, you lift up on the tab and give it a little gentle pull, and there you have that. That is just a cover to, like I say, I think the purpose there is to keep it waterproof, or at least weatherproof. Now we have the corresponding piece that we will attach, and you can tell which way it goes because it fits over that same tab, and we give it a little bit of a push there, and you get a little self-satisfying click when it's in place, and it is installed. Our next job will be to put the screws on there, but what I want to do before I do that, I'm going to hook up my phone and turn on the ignition here and make sure that make sure that we have power going to the phone. Okay, stand by. We'll get right to it. All right, so one thing to keep in mind is that the power takeoff is cold until you energize the circuit. It doesn't charge while the key is switched off. So we switch on the key, and we bring everything to life. Our little display goes into its colorful little activity, and it shows on the phone that I am connected to a charging source. So it's in, it's working, it's cold when the power is switched off, it's warm when you switch it on, and that way you can use your phone for GPS communication to your Bluetooth helmet, etc., and it's working right well. One of the things I have found, I bought these really nice little colorful little what could I call power cables that worked quite well on my original Tuono. They're not long enough here, I don't think. So I'm going to put these screws back in. Let's get to that part. First thing, we're going to switch off the machine. Rest now. Okay, we're going to pull this part out. Set the phone over here. Now we're going to put the fascia back in place. Yeah, it's going in. My camera's still running. Okay. 2 more screws to go. Again, you don't need to over tighten those. And just check your gaps and fittings side to side, and you don't know if this goes proud or flush or whatever with this, and it's the same as on that other side over there. So let's keep the dialogue going. I imagine this one's a little shorter because getting into it to tighten it up is so that's where the shortest screw goes, is over on that side, because there's hardly any room to get a screwdriver in there. Maybe if you had one with like a 90-degree, you could grab it. All right, that's on. Just one last one to go here. Got those 2. The last one goes right up here, and I'm sure you cannot see that, but you just need to get it started. Easy to get to, don't over tighten. And I don't use thread locker on any of these. Okay, we're in. We've got our little gizmo sticking up there to charge it. Looking good. I've got to find the right length of cable because you don't want a whole bunch of cable hanging on there. I'll see if I have it in the garage and come right back. Okay, there we got her on. I had to do a little bit of adjustment with the angle of my iPhone up and down this way. I also found that the USB cable I had used for my Aprilia Tuono factory is woefully too short. There are other places you can mount the phone, of course. You could use different types of mounts. I suppose you could get creative and use maybe some Velcro and things like that, but it helps to have the phone at least a little bit in your line of sight as you're looking down. So I think this is the compromise I'm going to land at right now. I've got a cable that is too long, but it now this is not me having gas or anything. I'm just moving the motorcycle handles back and forth. No, that's not gas. That's not too much beans from last night. So it doesn't interfere with anything and gives me a range of flexibility, and it's hooked up, so it's working, and it will charge as long as the motorcycle circuit is charged. So we're in pretty good shape here. I'm going to go online and see if I can't find a it'd be nice if they made a right angle connector here, and see if I can get one a little bit shorter. I calculate about 14 to 16 inches is what I need there. Stand by, I'll be right back. Trusty tape measure. Oh, is this baby old, by the way? Kind of like its owner. So, you can't see, but I'm going to call it perhaps anywhere from 14 to 16 inches would be pretty good. Let's take it out to its furthest reach. Uh-oh, I got a little bit of an issue there already, so it's coming up, so you got to be aware that you've got to keep it over wire bundles and things like that. But that's about as close as you're going to get here to here. And here's, again, that's not me. Here's as far as you're going to get here to here. So calculating from that position, yeah, 16 inches would be minimal. You want a little bit more than that, so I'm going to say maybe 18 inches. And again, it'd be nice if I could find a right angle connector over here on that side of the phone. But yeah, 16 to 18. I'm going to call that 18 to 20 inches now that I pull it out to its full extent. But we're working. Thank you, Piaggio. I just wanted to check one thing over here because there is actually a kit number. It's called Kit Pressa, and I don't know if you order the individual parts as I call them out for you or not. Here's the full kit part number, which I cannot read. I will try and read a little bit closer. It looks like 2S001789. I'll confirm that for you. And if you're in the USA doing business with the folks at AF1 Racing, maybe that is it. 2S, yeah. That is the number. Here's the number from AF1. You can contact AF1 for this, and the part number is 2S001789. I don't know if there's anywhere in the literature where Aprilia has a recommendation for a minimum or optimum length USB port or not. And then to remove it, of course, you just open that up. Put that in there like that, then pop this little puppy off there. You don't always have to hook this up to the power source, particularly if you're going for a shorter ride. You certainly don't need to, but it's nice to know that's there, particularly if you're going to use a GPS like I sometimes need to do on the back roads of San Diego. I'm going to see if I can't find a 90-degree connector and something in the 18 to 20 inch range, which I think would be optimum for this, or maybe somewhere in Aprilia's literature, there's a recommendation for an optimum length cable, but you and I are done. It's installed, it's on, we got power, baby. So we'll take it out on the road and see how it operates. Hey, ride safe out there.